What's up, everybody, and welcome to another locomotive episode of the ABR Roadshow. Right now, we are here in El Paso, Texas, as I'm about to hop on the train to get some delicious eats here at Track 1, and I am super excited to get some of the delicious food. From what I understand, they have some of the best wings all around, so I'm super excited to try that. Well, I want to get this episode started, but we're already inside, so I guess there's nothing else to say other than let's get to the eating. Okay, it's time to get this episode on the right track here at Track 1. As my guy Jamie back here chefing it up. And I know you're about to make something real delicious. I see some rye bread. So I think I know what this is.
Yes, sir. We're going with pastrami with some Swiss cheese. Could never go wrong with the rye bread with it. Pairing it up.
Listen, there's a tear in my eye when I get to eat rye, and you can never miss when you get Swiss, baby. Let's get started.
Nice. All right. So we're starting off with our 5-ounce pastrami, which is daily cut every day. Got our bread ready. So we're gonna throw it on the flat top. I'm gonna get our cheese while that's setting.
I love to hear the sizzle of that meat.
Yes, sir.
And it is nicely sliced. I like the thickness of that slice. It is not too thin to a point it's almost shaved.
Got that cheese melting. We're gonna let the bread sit for a couple seconds.
That's piled high, my guy.
And I always go for a nice golden touch on the bread. Take it on. We always pair it with our pickled mustard.
All right, so I want to try some of this pickled mustard. This is hot, and I don't care.
Got that flavor,
Yeah, man.
Yes, sir.
The train has left the building, baby.
We make it happen.
This meat is so tender.
Nice.
You can tell that's freshly sliced.
Yes, sir. Daily sliced.
I love your rye bread. Almost a little sweetness I'm picking up off of it. You know what I'm saying?
It pairs nice with the pastrami.
Yes, really well. Dude, I like the fact that you guys have a mustard relish as opposed to leaning on the sauerkraut like a lot of people do.
A lot of people go with the sauerkraut.
I think that makes it unique, but also flavorful, gives it its own touch.
Nice.
Jamie, my guy, you killed it, bro.
Yes, sir.
Well, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna finish off this sandwich.
Nice.
Then after that, me, Lolly, we gonna sit down.
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna try some of them award-winning wings.
Sounds good. Yeah.
I'm loving it here at Track 1. We getting this episode back on track again, as right now I got the owner of Track 1. I got Lolly next to me, amazing person. I've had fun talking to you. We had our conversation before this, had a conversation here today. Thank you so much for allowing America's Best Restaurants to highlight you guys.
Are you kidding me? How exciting. When you guys called, it was like, how do you say no?
Well, I mean, I don't know how I could possibly say no to these wings that are sitting in front of me that I know are award-winning, but we got some stuff to talk about before we do. First thing I want to kind of bring into this conversation is the 800-pound gorilla, is the fact that this is a very unique restaurant as far as the aesthetics are concerned. Track 1, it's a reason for its name. How about you kind of go into the aesthetics of this place?
It is very unique. As a matter of fact, a lot of people, as long as it's been around and it seats only 73 people, it gets crowded. And so people have a wait for trying to get seated. And they're always saying, when are you gonna do another one? You know, when are you gonna put one on the west side or whatever? And it's like, it's very hard to duplicate trains.
Yeah.
You know, it's been, yeah, it's just so hard to imagine. I said, well, maybe we could do a depot, you know, to go along with something like that. But it would just be so difficult to try to duplicate it. You know, it sits in the 3 trains. As a matter of fact, somebody the other day was, just yesterday, they said, you guys added a train, right? And I said, no, it's always been here. Like, how are they going to bring it in? Because they did, you know, they sit on actual train tracks.
Oh, that's awesome. So this is a real, like, railroad here.
Yeah.
That is crazy. Now, this establishment is seasoned.
Yeah.
Been around for a long time. And it's had quite a history behind it and several different iterations of this business. Kind of walk us through the history of Track 1 and this establishment.
Like I said, it's it was established in 1972. There was two gentlemen who were car dealers, and they came up with this concept to open up track one in these train cars. They opened it up as a cocktail lounge. And as a matter of fact, these are the original tables right here. This
sweet.
Little round piece that's there.
Nice.
So they had it for several years. The second owner probably had it a good, let me see, except from 79 to like 86 or so.
Nice run.
Yeah, went into, sold it to one of the waitresses that worked here. Her and her husband bought it. That's who I worked for when.
So you used to work here?
I used to work.
Oh, wow. So you have a lot of history here.
Yeah, I used to work here, but before that, we would come in for happy hour. And so I got to see it as a customer, then coming in and working here. That's how Ken and I met.
Ken, your husband, unfortunately, we lost him very recently. Talk about the impact on the business and, you know, the void that was left.
It is a big void. Sorry, excuse me.
That's all right.
Sometimes I'm really good, and I can like the whole day. People have even that I haven't seen in a while. You know, Lolly, I haven't hugged you. Let me give you a hug, and I can be okay. And in other moments, it's still tender.
Yeah.
It hasn't even been a year. It's going to be a year in April. And it's a tremendous void. As a matter of fact, the gentleman that framed this, he worked for Ken, and he's still here. 25 years.
Wow.
So it was a tremendous impact for the community as well. Lots of people that knew him from his other places that he owned, and of course here at Track One. But his employees, we all still feel that void, but there's no doubt that he would not, even for myself, you know, it was hard in the beginning to get the motivation, like I was like, oh, this is so hard. But I always think of our mom, because we lost our oldest sister.
Oh, wow.
When I was only 3, and so I always remember my mom always saying, you know, I just wanted to crawl in a hole and stay there, you know, and she says, but I couldn't. I had all these little children that I had to take care of. And so I kind of was like, oh, Mom, I know what you mean, because they're like our children. We always said, you know, these are our kids, you know?
Yeah.
And so we had to be strong to help them get through it and say, you know, he would not want anything other than to keep on going. Yeah. He always said that, you know, this is for you, when I'm gone, this is done. You and Joseph are gonna.
Well, it sounds like Ken was an amazing man.
Amazing man, yeah.
Who was great for
loved.
the community.
Yeah.
And I love to hear that. I mean, it's a family affair.
Mm-hmm.
Your sister, your niece are here watching this right now. Now, Lolly, we've had a great conversation, but I think now it's time for me to get to the end. What am I looking at right here?
So this is our Streamliner. We have several plates that feature a kebab. So, you know, I was wondering, gosh, do people even still eat kebabs? This is the chicken kebab with our fresh veggies. It's got onions and bell peppers and mushrooms on a bed of rice. And it is a delicious.
Ooh. I got such a big burst of flavor when I took a bite out of that chicken. Like, it was crazy because, like, my brain didn't translate it as fast as it should have. And then once them spices hit my tongue, it was like, oh my goodness. That is absolute fire right there.
And especially with the rice too, delicious.
Yeah, I love this rice. Veggies cooked perfectly. Because the thing I love about it is they're not overcooked to the point where they're completely soggy.
Right.
But at the same time, they've been seared long enough for it to caramelize a little bit, add a bit of sweetness to the dish. Oh man, yeah, that's an excellent dish. I love that. Get this out of my face because I want to keep eating it. But now, I'm really excited about these. I don't want to insult anybody's intelligence. We all know what these are. They're wings. But there's something special about your wings, aren't there?
Very special.
Tell me about it.
So like I was saying earlier, the gentleman that doctored them up, these are the most famous of our flavors. We only serve 5 flavors.
What? A wing place that only serves 5? That's how you know you're good at what you do. If you are a wing spot in 2025 and you only got 5 flavors, you know you are killing the game. I love that.
This is one of the favorites. This is called double dip. And a lot of times people come in and they think they're double dipped in the oil or however it is that they...
Well, Lolly, I gotta tell you, man, these wings are phenomenal. Perfect crisp. They maintain their crispiness despite being even double dipped. The flavor on this is so unique. It's sweet, also savory at the same time. A little bit of heat, a little bit of kick in there, but nothing that's gonna offend.
No.
This is a chicken wing. Like this is, when I say this is a chicken wing, let me go when I ain't got my grubby little, look at that. That's like foghorn leghorn's leg. All right? This is a wing. Lolly, this has been a great time I've had here. Love it here at Track 1. You have been awesome. Thank you for telling your story. Thank you for telling Ken's story. And thank you for allowing America's Best Restaurants to highlight.
Thank you. Absolutely. No, it was so exciting.
Man, I had a really great time here at Track 1. I had a great time sitting here talking to Lolly and talking about this restaurant and also talking about her husband, Ken, who left us far too soon. But we had a great time sharing each other's company and eating delicious food. Unfortunately, though, it's time for us to keep it pushing. So with that said, I'm Theo Williams from the ABR Roadshow. Hope to see you.